Hello, my sweet bookish friends. You are probably wondering, Faith, what the heck happened to you? You didn't finish Bookmas, you haven't really posted anything in the last week or so on Instagram or YouTube. You're not responding to messages. Are you okay? And the answer is I had a moment, okay? Long story short, I had a moment and I got a little burnt out. I had a small identity crisis. It was just a really weird time. The holidays happened. It was very busy and chaotic. I don't know. I warned you guys that I might not be able to do Bookmas. I warned you guys that I might not be able to pull it off, and I kind of did, but kind of didn't. Yes, I was supposed to have a 7th Bookmas video, but then midway through the week, I got so tired and burnt out because I was working my normal like day-to-day job, and then I was trying to film and edit like 3 to 4 different videos at one time, and then the holidays were coming up and I hadn't even gone Christmas shopping yet. So I was just feeling very overwhelmed, and I did not I was starting to like really resent what I was doing because I was just like forcing myself to do so much at once. So I just kind of took a step back and had like a mental breakdown and was like, I just need to chill for a little bit and let myself kind of like recuperate, you know? And then I also just wanted to be very present for the holidays and just like spend quality time with my fiance and my family, my friends. So yeah. Long story short, that is kind of what happened. But happy freaking New Year, guys. What the heck? It is 2024, and that just completely blows my mind. I hope everyone had an amazing holiday season. I will update you guys a lot more in depth and just more detailed in a later video. I am posting a like New Year's reset video soon. It'll probably honestly be my next post, so just wait for that, and then I will explain everything that's going on in my life right now, everything that I'm planning for 2024, and just kind of like go into all that because there is a lot that I want to talk to you guys about, and a lot of things I want to kind of announce and incorporate, and I don't know, there's a lot of things happening right now that I'm not really talking about that I'm excited to talk about. So anyway, yeah, there's that. But with it being the new year, there's literally so many amazing books that are coming out this year and amazing new releases that have either recently come out or due this month. Before we get into my TBR jar picking, I wanted to talk about some of those titles which I got from the sponsor of this video, which is Book of the Month. If you don't know what Book of the Month is, it is an online book subscription service where their team vets through hundreds and thousands of titles to pick a few for us to then choose from. I really love Book of the Month because they choose books from new and emerging authors, they choose early and new release titles. They have an amazing backlist also of very, very popular titles to choose for like your add-ons. And they also launched their audiobook selection, so you can also choose one of those, which I think is really fun because sometimes you just don't want to read a physical book, you want to like listen to a cool story. So I think it's really nice that you have the option for that now. Book of the Month is so much fun because it literally feels like Christmas every month, and especially for December and January because it was Christmas. Your books come in this cute little blue box with a little bookmark as well, because we all know we use the weirdest things for bookmarks sometimes. Receipts, tags for my clothes. Like, I've literally used some of the weirdest things, so the fact that they include a bookmark every time is so nice. They also have the best price for new hardcover books. This month I chose Ruthless Vows and First Lie Wins. If you saw one of my recent videos, my Bookmas videos, this was one of the ones that I was like super most anticipating for new releases for this year. And then this one, I haven't read Divine Rivals yet, but it's on my TBR for this year, preferably in January or February, so I'm really excited to read that, and then I can just immediately go into the second one. I've heard nothing but good things about this series, so I'm so excited to start it. And then this one, the synopsis of it just sounds so cool and intriguing. The little blurb at the top says, Evie Porter has everything a nice southern girl could want. A doting boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch, Evie Porter doesn't exist. So this one I just feel like is gonna be so twisty and fast-paced and fun. And I've just been in a really big thriller mood lately. Like, after reading some Christmas rom-coms and kind of more like lighter things, I'm just really craving a fun, fast-paced, twisty read. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video, and let's get get into my TBR picks. So if you saw my Bookmas videos, I did recently just make this TBR jar, and I've never done a TBR jar. I've never done TBR prompts, so I'm literally so excited to do this. I picked a lot of fun and kind of random prompts, so I'm really interested to see like what I end up picking. I think because I already do have a couple books that I want to read for videos, I'm only gonna pick about 8 prompts because I just feel like that is like a doable amount. Ooh, what's it gonna be? I'm so excited. Okay, we are choosing our first one. A book by an author who blurbed your favorite book. Okay, so I have a couple favorite books. So I'm just gonna go look at some of my favorite books that I own and then see if there's an author that I own off of those. Okay, so I picked 2 of my favorite books that had authors on the blurbs that I actually have, like own books of. So I have Finley Donovan and Lisa Gardner blurbed this book. And then I have Dial A for Aunties and Emily Henry blurbed this one. So I just need to pick a book from Lisa Gardner or Emily Henry. I think I know what I'm gonna do. So for this one, I think I'm going to do Happy Place by Emily Henry because it did just become available on my Libby app. So I think that actually works out perfectly. Okay, so first one we have Happy Place by Emily Henry. Second one, Under 300 Pages. Something that immediately comes to mind is a nonfiction because I feel like all of my fictions, for the most part, are over 300 pages. Oh, but I've also really been wanting to read The Alchemist for a while, and this one's only 182 pages. Let me look at my nonfiction though and see if there's one of those I would want to read more. Okay, I think I'm going to do oh my gosh, I cannot speak. I think I'm going to do Live No Lies by John Mark Comer because this one is 265 pages and it's also on my 2024 TBR. So it works out perfectly. Okay, my third pick is Set in a Different World. Oh, yes! I'm doing so many of my 2024 TBR picks. I'm just moving over here really quick to my TBR cart, but I think I'm going to do A Court of Mist and Fury because A, it's set in a different world, but B, because it was already on my TBR for this month, like my mental TBR for this month, something that I really, really wanted to read. And I'm just so excited to continue this series because I've heard crazy things about this book. My gosh, I'm actually so freaking excited because this TBR is already racking up to be a great one. Okay, let's figure out our 4th book that we're reading for January. Oh, I got 2. Book title that starts with my first initial, F. I picked this one when I made this jar. So for this one, I think I only had like 3 of them. I have Furthermore, Fireborn, For Your Own Good. Oh my gosh, wait. First Lie Wins. Boom, F. Okay, I'm gonna do this one because A, it's a new release, B, I'm really excited for it, and C, it's a thriller, and I don't have a thriller yet, so I'm gonna do First Lie Wins. Oh my gosh, that actually worked out so much. Thank you, Book of the Month. Okay, so we've got 4. We're gonna do 4 more. I feel like I'm not shaking these up enough. The 5th one is going to be something that will make me giggle. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna look at my TBR for TBR cart. So something that immediately comes to mind is a rom-com. I don't know which one's gonna be like really funny though, like something that's really gonna make me giggle. I'm coming back over here because I just feel like this one might be a good choice. But I'm thinking maybe Love Theoretically because the premise of it just sounds really funny and I've been wanting to read this one for a while. So I think I'm gonna do Love Theoretically. This one, if you haven't read Ali Hazelwood books, they are like STEM romance rom-com books. This one is about this girl who, I can't remember like STEM-wise what she's a theoretical physicist, and so she ends up being like a fake dating person. Like that's kind of what she does for like another job, and she has her favorite client. Her favorite client's brother, I think, is somewhat kind of like a work rival person in a way, I think. So I don't know, it just sounds really funny. It sounds like it's really gonna make me giggle and cheese and just swoon, and I'm just excited. Okay, number 6. Oh, I'm having so much fun. Number 6 is A Book with a Map. It means I have to do another fantasy one, but I don't really want to start another series. Okay, since I want to do more, or I want to read more sci-fi books in 2024, I think I'm going to do Skyward. I didn't know if it had a map or not, but then I opened and looked at it, and it does. It has a map of like, I think the base that they're on, or I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a map and it counts and it's sci-fi, and I've been wanting to read this series for a long time, so I think it'll be perfect. I think this is also on my 2024 like yearly TBR, so we're just knocking out my yearly TBR in January. This one, if you don't know what it's about, follows our main character Spensa, and her world has been under attack for decades. Pilots are the heroes of what's left of the human race, and becoming one has always been Spensa's dream, but her fate is intertwined with that of her father, a pilot himself who was killed years ago when he abruptly deserted his team, leaving Spensa's chance of attending flight school at slim to none. No one will let Spensa forget what her father did, yet fate works in mysterious ways, and an accidental discovery in a long-forgotten cavern might just provide her with a way to claim the stars. It just sounds so good. And I think the 4th book in the series just came out this year, so that's fun. Okay, we are at 6, so we're at number 7. Okay. If I could grab one, that would be great. Okay. A popular book. Okay. Looking at my priority TBR. Oh, I actually know what I'm going to do for this. So, my in-person book club, they are reading Powerless, and I haven't read it yet. And we meet at the beginning of January. So, I'm going to pick Powerless because I feel like that one has been kind of blowing up on Bookstagram and BookTube for the last like couple months. And I just got it on my Kindle. So, I think that it actually worked out perfectly. This one, honestly, I don't even know like what it's about. So, the synopsis says, she is the very thing he spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she spent her whole life pretending to be. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilia, the exceptional, the empowered, the elites. Powers these elites have possessed for decades were graciously gifted to them by the plague, though not all were fortunate enough to both survive the sickness and reap the reward. Those born ordinary address that ordinary. And when the king decreed that all ordinaries be banished in order to preserve his elite society lacking in ability suddenly became a crime, making Peyton Gray a felon by fate and a thief by necessity. Surviving in the slums as an ordinary is no simple task, and Peyton knows this better than most. Having been trained by her father to be overly observant since she was a child, Peyton poses as a sidekick in the crowded city, blending in with the elites as best she can in order to stay alive and out of trouble. Easier said than done. When Peyton unsuspectingly saves one of the Ilia's princes, she finds herself thrown into the purging trials. The brutal competition exists to showcase the elite's powers, the very thing Peyton lacks. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for certainly will if he discovers what she is, completely ordinary. Honestly, I totally forgot what that was about, so reading that synopsis reminded me for the first time again what this book is. And it sounds very fun. Oh my gosh, I'm actually really excited. Okay, number 8. Let's see what we choose for number 8. Cover with an animal. Oh my gosh, what? Okay, so on my priority TBR, actually, I was gonna see if The Lovely and the Lost counts, because there's a little dog right there, if you can't see it. There's a dog. There's an animal on the cover, and it might count, but it's too small. I don't feel like that counts. So I have one, but I don't know if I want to read that one this month. But that is The Mountain in the Sea. This is like a sci-fi. It's technically classified, I think, as like a sci-fi thriller in a way. It says a near future thriller, a meditation on the nature of consciousness and an ecological call to arms. Ray Naylor's dazzling literary debut, The Mountain in the Sea, is a mind-blowing dive into the treasure and wreckage of humankind's legacy. All I know is that this book is about rogue octopi. And it sounded so fun and so cool. I don't know, I think I might do it because it's fun, it's been on my TBR for a while, it's sci-fi, which I want to read more of. So we're just gonna do it. We're gonna pick it for number 8, why not? So, for my entirety of the January TBR, for a book by an author who blurbed your favorite book, we are doing Emily Henry's Happy Place. For Cover with an Animal, we have The Mountain in the Sea. For a book title that starts with my first initial, we are doing First Lie Wins. For a book that's under 300 pages, we are doing John Mark Comer's Live No Lies, which is a Christian nonfiction, if I did not say that. I love his other book and I'm obsessed with his writing, so I'm very excited for this one. And then for Set in a Different World, we have A Court of Mist and Fury, which I'm so excited for. Something that will make me giggle. I have Love Theoretically. For a popular book, I have Powerless, which is, I'm pretty sure, like an adult fantasy. It's adult or young adult fantasy. I don't really know. Fantasy romance. And then for a book with a map, we have Brandon Sanderson's Skyward. Wow, guys, I'm really excited for my January TBR. And that doesn't even include the books that I was like already planning on reading for videos. We have a pretty banging TBR this month. Is that socially acceptable to say? I hope so. That's awkward. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. And again, like I said, I will go into more detail about like what's been going on and some life updates and whatnot in my next video. So stay tuned for that. And also don't forget to use my code to get your first book at Book of the Month. Best price hardcover fiction. Literally Christmas every month at your doorstep. Just do it. Just take my word for it and just do it. I love you guys so much. Bye!